As riots and civil unrest sweep across Greece and Spain, burly wankers, world bankers, have agreed to a 2-year extension of economic fantasy for the Greek people's bailout, and new fantasy measures for Spain, Portugal and Italy. The new fantasy is much like the old fantasy. However, in exchange for the extension to the original fantasy of debt forever and ever and ever, wankers want to introduce more and more bizarre fantasies. Populations in the affected countries will have to imagine being led by a European president, living in perpetual debt that can never be repaid, and that democracy is irrelevant and faceless corporations backed by faceless financial institutions controlled by faceless private individuals can rule over them with no trouble at all. People will be forced to roleplay for the gratification of their owners, masters, creditors. Greece will pretend she's babysitting for a nice married banker who comes home and fucks her over the couch before giving her a loan to keep her hospitals open. Spain will go for a doctor's appointment and have her financial services spread out by stirrups while a pervy gynecologist shines a torch on her assets to see if she's worth fucking for some more money. Italy will have to pole dance naked in the street, covered in baby oil, whilst paying bankers to watch her. Then she has to go back to a flat in Brussels and be gangbanged by hooded former employees of Goldman Sachs. To cap it all, years later, the Euro crisis sex tapes will be posted on Facebook, and the people of Europe will be humiliated by watching themselves swallow hot, steamy untruths from the cock of lies. Lies about fiscal union, sovereignty, and competing on global markets. Adult-only pay-per-view sites will host hardcore footage of Europeans spreading their assets, lubing up their public services, and taking the dick of profit balls deep in their free markets. When the fantasy's over, Europe will be a giant shopping mall Disneyland shell garage with 24-hour shopping and perpetual economic slavery. Your children will be economic units. Whores. Your children will be whores, renting out their bodies to be fucked for $1 so they can just about afford to stay alive and be fucked for $1 again tomorrow. Life will be pointless, joyless, self-destructive, exploitative business model with no greater purpose than to make very, very, very rich people even very, very richer. And those will be the lucky ones. Nice.